Hi guys, what's up? This is Shubhadeep from eGadgets for you. Now in this video, I will show you the difference between the Samsung Galaxy E7 on the left hand side of the screen and the Samsung Galaxy J7. Now, the J5 and the J7 used to be the flagship sell only through Flipkart from Samsung, but recently the J5 and J7 is available in Samsung retail outlet stores also. So this is the reason I got the device late, but thought of making this video which will help a lot of potential buyers still. The Galaxy E7 was released in January of 2015, whereas in the July of 2015 the J7 saw its light. Now, both are regarded as a brother in some aspects or the other. Let's dig deep into the comparison video for now. Now, let's start with the physical appearance of both the handsets. The Samsung Galaxy J7 weighs around 171 grams, whereas the Samsung Galaxy E7 weighs around 141 grams. The most striking feature is that the back of the Samsung Galaxy E7 is metal build, whereas it's plastic build for the Samsung Galaxy J7. Even the sides are plastic build for both the handsets. They look premium. The Galaxy J7 does have a new feel at the edges with protruding edges and some stuff that looks premium, but it's plastic end of the day. Physically, on the top for both the handsets you will find the Qualcomm branding. At the front end top you will find the microphone, the 5 megapixel shooter, the sensors and the Samsung branding. Additionally, for the Samsung Galaxy J7 we do have the LED light. It's not a front flash or something like that, it's just an LED light. Both have a 5.5 inch of screen. Both have a home button, the back button and the multitasking button on either side of the home button. On the left hand side for Samsung Galaxy J7 as well as the E7 we have the volume rockers which are plastic build. The right hand side for Samsung Galaxy J7 is a power on and off button or the lock screen button, whereas the lock screen button and the power on and off button is also on the E7 for the right hand side. Additionally, in the E7 we do have the nano SIM slots over here. The primary nano SIM slot you can use the SIM 1 over here, but the SIM choice but the SIM slot number 2 is a hybrid slot where you can use the nano SIM number 2 or an external micro SD card that supports up to 128 gigs. Whereas for the Samsung Galaxy J7 it uses a micro SIM, but it has a removable back in which you can embed both the SIMs at the same time. Just at the top of the primary micro SIM you will find the slot to insert the micro SD card up to 128 gigs. The Galaxy E7 has a sealed battery, whereas it's an open battery for the Samsung Galaxy J7. The Samsung Galaxy E7 has a sealed 2950 mAh battery, whereas it's a removable back for the J7 and has a 3000 mAh battery at the back. Now, physically at the back you will find a 13 megapixel shooter for both the handsets, the LED flash and the speaker grills, the Samsung branding, the Duos branding present in both the handsets. Additionally, the J7 has a 4G branding as it supports a 4G LTE variant. The 4G is not supported in the Samsung Galaxy E7. At the bottom for J7 and E7 you will find the micro USB connector, the charger point, the microphones and the 3.5mm jack input point present over there. You will find that both the E7 and the J7 does not have the auto brightness sensor, so manual sensors are there that you have to adjust over there. Now if you go to the settings you will find that the orientation and list view is somewhat similar in both the handsets. Now if I very quickly just go ahead and go to about device, you will find the striking difference that the E7, which was released in January, comes with an Android version of 4.4.4 which is KitKat, whereas the J7 runs on an Android version of 5.1.1 which is Lollipop. So the J7 has the latest OS in offering. Although the update to E7 for Lollipop is round the corner, but still it has not yet got in Indian handsets. The internal storage has also a quite similarity for E7 as well as the J7, as both has a 16 gigs of internal memory, out of which 12 gigs is available to the users. That is low, but still you can add an additional micro SD card that supports up to 128 gigs in both the handsets. Quite surprisingly, the OTG is not supported in the Samsung Galaxy E7, but OTG is definitely supported in the Samsung Galaxy J7. So you can carry the movies, the files and other additional features with the OTG and use it in the Samsung Galaxy J7. If we go to the apps, both the handset uses the latest TouchWiz UI from Samsung. Now, Samsung Galaxy J7 and the J5 is regarded as the gaming handset. So as a reason, you do have some of the default games that are pre-installed in this particular handset. Additionally, if you go to the game zone and connect it to the internet while purchasing the J5 or the J7, you will find that it gives you a 3200 points worth of games free to use for your purposes. Now, at the end of the day, it's a deal that you get along with the handset of J7 and J5, which is not present for the E7. Additionally, we do find something, a latest implementation that we find in the S6 and the S6 Edge Plus or other premium handsets from Samsung, that says the Smart Manager. We do not have the Smart Manager whatsoever in the E7. With the Smart Manager, you can easily optimize your battery, your storage, your RAM and the device securities. Now, both the handset has a very unique feature that came along with the themes. Of late, the Samsung Galaxy themes has garnered a lot of interest and a lot of importance among the viewers. The orientation of the themes is quite similar. You can go to the theme store and download any other additional themes in this particular phone also. Interestingly, both the handset has a Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen display with 16 of color. Both has a 5.5 inch of screen with a pixel resolution of 1280 into 720. The Samsung Galaxy E7 as well as the Samsung Galaxy J7 has a 267 ppi of pixel density. That way, each and every figures are quite similar in both the handset, as a result of which you will see that the brightness, the contrast, the color differences, the saturations, the sharpness are quite similar in both the handsets. The viewing angles are just wonderful. You can play along with this particular handset, use it for any high usage of display, and you get the best maximum performance out of the J7 as well as the E7. Display wise, it's a great deal. The most noted and the striking difference comes along with the AnTuTu benchmark test. In the Samsung Galaxy E7, it scores a very low 21,149, whereas it's a very higher 36,960 for the Samsung Galaxy J7. If I dig deep into the device info for the Samsung Galaxy E7, you will find that it runs on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 chipset with a quad-core processor that is clocked at 1.2 GHz at Cortex A53. It has a GPU of 306. It has a 2 gigs of RAM. Again, similarly, if I dig deep into the device info for the Samsung Galaxy J7, you will find that it runs on an Exynos 7580 chipset that runs on an octa-core processor and clocked at 1.2 GHz. It has a GPU of Mali T720. It has only 1.5 gigs of RAM. Specification wise, I should say that the J7 has a greater deal than that of the E7, even though RAM wise it's 2 gigs of RAM for E7. Performance wise, both the handset will not disappoint you to a minutest bit. Because of the Super AMOLED touchscreen, the browsing the net is a delight in either of the handsets. You will find that the display is just awesome, although the J7 has a tad sharpness greater than that of the E7. But then again, it's my eye. But still, it remains to be seen that what are your opinion in this particular manner. I can say that the pinch to zoom in either cases works just perfect without lag, and it's so buttery smooth. The feeling to the hand is also great. The viewing angles, the color differences, each and everything are just great. And also browsing the net is a delight because of the speed of the chipset and the processor that comes along with these devices. So multitasking is a great deal in either of the handset. I do not find any lag whatsoever to any of the cases, or even playing games like Asphalt 8 or stuff like that in any of the handset. Both have a bigger screen, so watching movies, playing games is a great delight. The most important aspect of any Samsung or any smartphones is a camera. Both the handsets have a 13 megapixel shooter at the back and a 5 megapixel shooter at the front. Both has a capability to record videos at 1080p at 30 frames per second. So that is a great deal. Now if I dig deep into the modes for Samsung Galaxy E7 at first, here you will find that you get the auto, the rear cam selfie, the panorama, night mode, animated GIF and the ability to download other modes. Whereas for the Samsung Galaxy J7, it has a more or less orientation of the S6 or the S6 Edge stuff like that, or the Samsung Galaxy A8. As you find a Pro mode which comes in handy in shooting pictures. You do not get any download option to download other modes, but the modes that are available pre-installed over there are quite good enough to take decent pictures. Even if I go to settings for both the handset, you find that the orientation is somewhat similar and you get the same number of features and functionalities to play around with and take some wonderful pictures. if I show you some of the pictures that I have taken using the camera, then you will find that the orientation of the picture with objects is a tad better in J7 than that of the E7. Even though both have a 13 megapixel shooter, you will find that the color brightness sensors as well as the object clarity is greater in J7 than that of the E7. But I am saying that the camera of E7 is mind-blowing. Have been using this particular handset since its launch, and I have found the camera to be a great deal. But the J7, if you compare it with E7, you will find that the display obviously matters a lot. Even for this particular picture, you will see that each and every angles of the object are quite clearly depicted in either of the objects and either of the camera. But the camera of J7 is a tad sharper or brighter than that of the E7. Even for the front camera, both have a 5 megapixel shooter, but you will find that for the Galaxy J7, it is a tad brighter and it is a tad sharper than that of the E7. Both took wonderful selfies. I'm not complaining about the quality of the picture, but then again, the display of the picture is Samsung Galaxy J7 is a bit better than that of the J5 for the front camera as well. Now, as far as my verdict goes, the Samsung Galaxy J7, which is on the top of the end of the screen, is a clear winner than that of the E7. The reason being that the Samsung Galaxy J7 is regarded as a gaming device. Both has a 5.5 inch of screen and Super AMOLED display, but still in a way the display, the brightness, the sensors, each and everything is a bit better in J7 than the E7. J7 definitely has the latest OS in offering and some of the latest features that comes along with the Samsung handset nowadays. So obviously my inclination is a bit towards the J7. Then again, the E7 is a very good phone and used to be a great hand deal from Samsung, but with the introduction of the J5, the J7 and the J2, I tend to see that the J7 has definitely outperformed and has given a better camera than that in the E7. So in a way or the other, my vote definitely goes for the J7, but then again, it's me. Let me know what are your views in the comment section below. Hope this video helps. Please like the video and stay subscribed to my channel. I'll catch you guys in my next video very soon. That's it guys, bye for now.